Is the founder of Muslims United for London, and he joins me now, and I thank you for that. Just how were you caught up in these attacks, firstly?
I happened to be in Parliament for a meeting, and we were all sitting around a table, and suddenly our phones started going off, and there was a commotion. We heard some commotion. We looked out the window and saw a scene of carnage, really. Dead bodies lying around and lots of police and armed men running around. It was very, very frightening.
Frightening stuff. How important has it been to you to set up this fund?
You know, I felt so frightened, shaken up, and when I went home that evening, it was very difficult to rest. My mind was racing, and I thought to myself, well, if this is how I feel, I wonder how the individuals that have been victims feel. I wonder how their families feel. It must be terribly awful. So I felt we have to do something. So literally it was at 1 a.m. I called around a bunch of my friends and said, look, guys, let's get together, show our support, and do something positive.
The perpetrator, a British-born 52-year-old, doesn't necessarily fit the profile of somebody who was radicalised oftentimes in their late teens, early 20s. This is a man who converted, we don't know when. Converted to what? Did he convert to Islam or did he convert to jihadism? Is what he did got anything to do with what you know to be Islam?
Absolutely not. You know, I mean, the thing is, I think there is a bit of a trend. The guy was clearly a criminal. The guy had criminal convictions. He was, from what we know, he was slightly unhinged. He doesn't represent the sort of Islam that I believe in, and fundamentally he hates everything that people like I stand for and believe in. He's as much of an enemy of mine as he is of everybody that believes in tolerance, inclusiveness and shared values. And I think it's no surprise that they chose to attack Parliament.
How do you prevent a character like that from radicalising late in life and, like I say, radicalising and becoming effectively a jihadist for some firmers?
You know, this is the million-dollar question. How do you prevent people like this going down this road? And I think fundamentally it is a combination of understanding the various things that lead them there. And they're often a combination of difficult family lives, difficult circumstances, some radical ideology, being inspired by what they see on the internet. We need to work in all these areas and make sure that we combat them effectively.
The government has a programme here called Prevent. It is likely to be renewed and reinvigorated. You are a member of the Muslim community who says we don't like that programme, that anti-radicalisation programme. It doesn't work. I've heard others say it feels like the government is spying. It is likely to be reviewed and reinvigorated given what we've just seen. What's your problem with it?
I am a British Muslim and I want to feel like I am helping society sort this problem out. I'd love for us to be able to work with government to be able to fix this problem. I don't necessarily, the issue that I've had, some of the issues that I've had with it has been the way it's been rolled out, the way it's been sold widely, and also fundamentally the way that it seems to demonize conservative. Well, they absolutely have to do something. So what I say to them is, instead of saying that conservative Muslims are part of the problem, is to make conservative Muslims part of the solution. And it's fundamentally important that when you have individuals trying to divide societies, that government is seen to bring people together. And the problem we have with that is that a lot of people feel that this targets conservative Muslims, but I feel like it's being relaunched. I'm hopeful about the relaunch. I think that it'll be positive, and I think that we have to find ways to work with the program, because the program also tackles far-right extremists.
And you're making a very good point there. If it were to be renamed, as some have suggested, Engage rather than Prevent, would that help?
Well, the program has to engage, right? That's the fundamental point of it, right? Prevent has negative connotations, even the word itself.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Let's get you to my colleague.